to have discussions around climate change only on your #1 premier show on issues to do with climate, that is Planet Action. And today in studio we're talking about energy access, transition to clean energy and how best we can do that. I will be having that conversation with three ladies in studio with me as we have this discussion a little bit later. But now, a litre of super petrol could hit an all-time high of 300 shillings per litre in the subsequent fuel price review by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, due to the impact of the ongoing Israeli-Hamas war, according to Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir, while appearing before the National Dialogue Committee to give his views on how to lower the skyrocketing cost of living. Chirchir instead argued that the government was helpless in arresting the situation, adding that things would get worse. And as KTN's Emmanuel Toh reports, you as the consumer will now have to brace for tougher times ahead.
1 month after recording a historic high of fuel prices that hit 217 shillings per litre of petrol, it seems the end of suffering for the consumer is not in sight. Energy and Petroleum Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir told the National Dialogue Committee that the ongoing Israel-Hamas war was going to push the prices at the pump even higher.
And I read an article in the Financial Times the other day, because of the Hamas and Israeli war, that the international prices could go up to $150, and that would literally mean our products going to a high of 300 shillings per litre at the pump. We hope it doesn't get there.
The CS's comments causing an uproar in the committee, with the Kenya Kwanza members coming to his rescue.
What he said is exactly what he has clarified.
Allow him to clarify.
No, he has clarified.
The pricing is likely to go to $150 per barrel in the coming months. And that, when you bring to the litre in the market, is likely to really continue accelerating the price to the litre at the pump. And it could go as high, it could go as high as $300.
300 shillings per litre.
The sentiments coming weeks after the Public Service Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria said the prices will hit 260 shillings by February next year, and that the prices would rise exponentially by at least 10 shillings every month. The Kenya Kwanza government had previously blamed the high cost of fuel on the Russian-Ukraine war.
Abraham makes some very interesting points.
The CS's comments also come 3 days after the National Treasury, in its weekly bulletin, announced international oil prices declined during the week ending November 2nd due to the dissipating impact of the war between Israel and Palestine. This as the neighboring Tanzania announced a significant reduction in the petroleum products prices, bringing to the fore the disparities between the two countries in terms of fuel prices. Uganda, on the other hand, has cut ties with Kenya as a supplier of petroleum products. President Museveni claims his officers have been buying the products from Kenyan middlemen. Separately, the CS for Treasury, Professor Njuguna Ndongo, was also at pains to explain how the government will alleviate the pain caused by the increase in fuel prices and the free-falling Kenyan shilling against the US dollar.
Even if you reduce taxes, it cannot solve the problem, because the prices are being driven by the scarcity value, and this is and you can tell this is more prohibitive than we actually think.
You've asked the question, what is the current collection? I want to state that as at the end of October, 31st of October, we had 16.24 billion.
The Kenya Kwanza side also wants the control of budget Margaret Nyakango to resign for admitting publicly that the government was unable to arrest the runaway corruption.
We should have asked her to resign, because if you are allowing withdrawals through what is now being revealed to the committee and called budgeted corruption, then it means either you are incompetent or you are part and parcel of those that are stealing from us.
As the curtains draw on the ongoing presentations about the high cost of living, the National Dialogue Committee will now retreat to come up with a report that will be presented to Parliament, to Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leader, and to President William Ruto as the time ticks before the conclusion of the talks, before the time given by Parliament. Emmanuel Toh, KTN News, Bomas, Nairobi.
It is a conversation about transition to green energy.